Hi, my name is Skyler. Welcome to Yelling from the Couch.
Thank you, Skyler. Skyler, once again, bringing us in on the college football. We're just having, difficulties left and right on everything, but Skyler did a great job there introducing us. Thank you, Skyler. Gordon, I'm Brent Humphreys. This is Gordon Chatterton. How you doing, man, after last week? Some games that happened and some ties, some wins, and some losses. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. No, yeah, you're right. My team tied. Shouldn't have, but did. Once again, my picks were absolutely atrocious again. I'm almost going to start going opposite of what I think, and I might actually start doing better.
Well, I don't want to brag a whole lot because I'll brag later when I get on there with Gage. But once again, I finished in first place this week after your first place, the first week, and then Gage the second week. And I've kind of taken over a little bit here, But Gage had the worst week of all of us this past week. So, yeah, I'm good at the picks. If I didn't even – that Bengals pick was really stupid. My underdog pick of the week, looking back at it.
Wait till you see mine this week.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see it. Is it?
It's dog heavy.
Okay, all right. That'll be interesting, but that'll be we'll talk about our picks later on. But, man, tie. You go this whole time and your Packers come out and they tie? What are we doing here? I know we got ties in the NFL, although George Pickens didn't know that there were still ties in the NFL, but yeah, man, you play that whole time just to tie. It's awful.
Yeah, on our segment later, I've got a remedy for that. If you can give me a yell or no yell, I got a way to, if they would listen, a way to solve that tie thing whenever it does happen, and very few injuries are possible.
Yeah, well, I'll be interested to hear what you've got for the tie situation because there's got to be a better way. There definitely is a better way. I'd rather just do the college way, even if you just alternate 2-point conversions or whatever. But we'll talk about that later on Yell or No Yell. Man, my team, the Bengals, that was bad. That was really bad. That was really, really, really bad. A team with all that offense, and they are horrible.
It almost makes Kirk Cousins look like an upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't mean to say it to you.
Yeah, and I was all against Kirk Cousins, but now I'm kind of maybe Russell Wilson. Is he still out there? Something, right?
Yeah, they're talking about there was a thing where they were talking about getting Philadelphia Eagles backup quarterback, try and trade for him.
Yeah, what's his name? Tanner, what is his name? McKee. Tanner McKee. I was going to say Tanner Hudson, but I was like, no, that's the tight end on the Bengals. I might take him over quarterback over Jake Browning right now. Just throw Tanner Hudson out there. He has run some tush pushes before, so it's got to be. It's not really Jake Browning's fault, actually, if you think about it. The offensive line is still horrible after all these years.
Oh, yes, and there's another topic for me. For both of our teams later on. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
We're just laying into them now, buddy.
We'll get into them a little bit deeper here after a while. But we usually cover the college game here. And, man, I don't want to start negative, so we'll start positive here. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, you know what? There's probably a segment on Yo or No Yo we'll go with. But we're going to talk a little baseball here after a while. Man. Another one where it's all right, your team gets your hopes up and then they kick you in the nuts. But hey, it's what it is, right?
Oh yeah, well, me and you was going back and forth texting last night. And we was at that one point, we was yeah, it's time to go to bed.
It was fun for a little while. Even after I went to bed, I kind of kept up with it a little bit. And they were in the top of the 8th, had the bases loaded, had the tying run at the plate, and just couldn't get anything done.
Yeah, I know.
I
was watching that too, and I was like, you serious?
I was like, I'm going to bed, but I'm going to keep one eye open. And then once that happened, I was like, all right, that's it. They're not scoring 4 in the 9th. But we'll get to that a little bit more after a while. But let's get back into our college here. Gordon, number 1 team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes, go to Washington, and they defeat the Huskies 24-6. Man, what did you think about this game right here?
I like the game. I like the defense showed that even a high-powered offense, it's hard to move the ball against them. It really is. And if you get down in the red zone, you might as well just go ahead and bank on kicking a field goal if you can't get in the end zone. Because if you go for 4th down, you're not getting in. You're not getting in. They proved it against 4 teams already. If you get down there in the goal, or 3 teams, I'm sorry, the one didn't even get inside the 5. But Ohio did. Grambling State didn't. Ohio did. Washington did. And Texas did. You get down inside the 5 and you try to go for them 4th down, you're not getting in. They've already shut three teams out. I'd like for them to keep going for it. If they don't score, that makes me happy.
Yeah, definitely, man. And that defense,
I've made
This-
some bold choices over the years.
Peyton Manning over here.
Stop.
Listen to this. All right. I don't know if that came through or not, but anyways.
A little bit.
So, I mean, this defense, man, is good. I mean, Washington come out to begin with, they took a lead, 3-0. And then, you know, it was kind of a low-scoring game the whole time. Then they get in with a touchdown. Halftime at 7-3, and you're like, okay, we got a game here. Then Ohio State kind of picked it up in the second half and just really didn't let Washington get going doing anything. What did you think about the offensive performance from Ohio State? Now, the defense was phenomenal once again. But the offense, I don't know, man. I don't know how the offense has done so far.
Well, you know, just saying was 22 of 27 for 200 and I'm trying to think.
208 yards.
208 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And, well, yeah, when you got big number 4 out there, it's kind of easy to throw a touchdown. Now, he didn't catch both of them, but he had a good day, a solid day. He had 8 catches
yards.
For 81 yards.
Yep.
What I liked is they kept Bo Jackson in there more than C.J. Donald. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But, yeah, they used Donaldson on goal line because he's a considerably bigger. Bo Jackson had a good day, too. He didn't get his 100 yards. He got let me see. I wrote down here.
80 yards.
80, yeah.
Yeah, he did. He played pretty good, and you know he's the number one back now for sure. Like you said, they're using Donaldson down there in goal line situations, and the guy who was penciled in to be starter at the beginning of the season, James Peoples, has just completely lost his job. He had 3 carries for 10 yards. He had a few receptions, but man, they're completely going away from him at this point in time. And Bo Jackson has emerged, and he's running back number 1 in my opinion right now.
Well, yeah, he has to be. We talked about last week. He has better visions. He hits the holes faster, and he doesn't hesitate when he hits him. It's like he sees it and he's gone. If they tackle him, they tackle him. But if he sees a hole, he takes it.
Yeah. And Ohio State, Ennis fumbled on that punt return. Is that when Washington got their first points of the game, or did they not get any points after that? I can't remember.
I think that was because that was really close. I think that's when they got the field goal, their first one.
But yeah, I mean, Ohio State's defense is elite. There's a reason they're the number 1 team in the land. But you go on the road, Saban's first true road start, and not bad for him. I'm sure you'd like a little bit more offense out of this Ohio State team.
Oh, yeah.
But defensively, there's not really much to complain about at all.
No, the most points they've given up was 9.
Yeah, they played Texas, played
And gave up
Washington.
7.
Yeah, and neither one of them teams scored as many as the Ohio Bobcats. So, I mean, that should tell you a whole lot. Ohio State improves to 4-0, 1-0 in the Big Ten. Anything else you want to recap on that game, Gordon?
Yeah, on the defensive side, I think there's a defensive star emerging on the defensive side. He doesn't get the recognition some of the other ones does, but that Caden Curry, he had 3 sacks in the game.
That's Steph's younger brother. Just kidding.
Yeah, big number 92 on the line. He had 3 sacks.
Well, they had 6 sacks altogether. McDonald had 2 sacks.
Well, he had 3 of them.
Yeah, he had half of the sacks. And the thing is, with Ohio State, their offensive line, they only give up 1 sack themselves. So, you know, not too bad.
Well, that's where games are won and lost, is in the trenches.
Trust me, I know, because my teams don't have anything in the trenches, and they lose quite often lately. So, we'll get to that here in a second.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that here in a little bit.
No interceptions thrown for either team. Only 1 fumble there. So, pretty clean game for the most part.
Oh, yeah. I said I was happy with the outcome. Yeah, I'd like to have him start a little faster because when he gets playing the better teams, you know, Illinois had that one brain fart hiccup, but after that, I think, and they're on our schedule, and so is that piece of crap team up north is on our schedule too. I'd like them to start faster.
Yeah.
You know, stomp on their throat and just stay on it.
Yeah. Yeah, if they can get that offense up to snuff pretty good, going with that defense, it's going to be a tough matchup every week, whoever's playing the Buckeyes. And that team he's talking about, that piece of crap team he's talking about up north, of course, is the Minnesota Golden Gophers, who Ohio State plays this week. Only kidding there, but they do play Minnesota this week. But we'll talk about that one here in just a second. But Gordon, an impressive showing for sure for Ohio State. But now let's talk about a little bit less impressive showing and that would be Kentucky Wildcats going to South Carolina and falling to the Gamecocks 35-13. Man, what an ugly game for Kentucky, aside from the first drive where they looked really good. Seth McGowan ran the ball down their throats on that first drive. And, threw the ball in the stands, I think they said he hit Lenore Sellers' grandpa, like right in the chest. It's like, out of all the people in the stands, you hit that guy's grandpa? Like, come on, man. What luck? What bad? I mean, that should have just been like a telltale sign for Kentucky for the rest of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Man, where do we start here?
I can tell you where I'd start on this one. We had a comment last week of what Mr. Bowley needed to do. Well, when we said cut her loose, this is not what we was talking about.
We named the episode "Cut Her Loose" after that.
Yeah.
You're right. That's not what we talked about.
No, we wasn't talking about that. No, 4 turnovers by him is bad.
Yeah, very bad. So at the beginning, Seth McGowan got a 20-yard run, touchdown, 7-0. We're hyped up. Hey, it's good. South Carolina comes right down the field. Sean gets a 12-yard run, touchdown. It's 7-7. Okay. Kentucky comes right back down. Field goal in the first quarter makes it 10-7. We're like, all right, we're in this thing. And then it kind of, Greer with a 41-yard fumble return. Who fumbled that ball?
I think that was Bowley.
Yep, that was Bowley. And then 2 plays later, not just the next play or the next drive, 2 plays later, Harold Kilgore, 45-yard interception return. Who threw that pick?
Cut her loose.
So it's 21-10 at that point in time, and it's like, oh, this just got ugly real quick. Then, before the half's over with, Faison, a 6-yard run, touchdown, 28-10 South Carolina at the half. Kentucky comes out in the third quarter, and they get a field goal, 28-13, because that made a difference. And in the fourth quarter, some backup running back scores a touchdown for South Carolina, giving them the 35-13, and that was the final score of the game. Just completely horrible all the way around. Now, we could put this all on Cutter Bowley, and, I could see it, but I'm not putting this all on Cutter Bowley. We're going to put this some on that offensive line. When he fumbled the ball, they had a left tackle, Pete. I can't pronounce his first name real good. Pete jumps on the ball, and it squirts out from beside him. You can't get on top of it, and they pick it up. Now, you're 6'8", 300-some pounds. Just fall on the ball. That's all you got to do at that point in time. Right? Like, come on.
Oh, yeah. You fall, if you're 6'8", over 300, you fall on the ball disappears.
Yeah, and it's just it was just a comedy of errors the whole way around. Seth McGowan, he led both teams in rushing, 112 yards, 17 carries, 1 touchdown. He was phenomenal tonight. The run defense isn't too bad for Kentucky, but man, they cannot pass protect for nothing. And Cutter Bowley, some of the decisions he makes, he stays on his first read too long, and I don't know, man. I don't know. He's young, but
it's either he's throwing to his first read or he's just throwing to his first read.
Yeah, because he had, look at this, 9 carries, negative 31 yards, and let me tell you, those weren't carries.
Yeah, those were sacks.
Those were sacks. Billy Rodriguez had 2 catches for 66 yards. He played pretty good. Was a tight end, only 2 catches, but 2 fumbles for Bowley. Ferrier fumbled the ball once. South Carolina fumbled the ball a few times, but they didn't lose any of them. They recovered.
Yeah, well,
they fumbled it once, but yeah, they recovered it.
So I'll take that back. Cutter Bowley he had 2 fumbles, but only lost 1, but he had 3 turnovers by himself.
Yeah, and they were bad. They were bad turnovers. I mean, none of them was really – okay, yeah, I could see where that happened. They could have been preventable, all the turnovers that he had. I mean, there wasn't nothing where it's like, okay, it got tipped up or whatever. No, it was just bad. He got sacked 6 times, so maybe he's out there like Sam Darnold was back when he played for the Jets and he was seeing ghosts. I don't know, but it's bad for Kentucky right now.
Well, he wasn't seeing Casper. He was seeing some of the bad ghosts.
Yeah, the ones that you don't want to mess with, but. Yeah, it's just a bad day overall for Kentucky. Man, I think now I know it's not going to happen, but at this point in time, his buyout's $36 million. It has to be paid within 60 days of him getting fired. Like, who give him this contract, right? Like, who gives a coach that contract? Stoops has got to go. You got to find a reason, find somehow to get him out of there. I mean, we've got reasons why he needs to be out of there. He was good for the time he was there, but, man, it's over with. The run is over with, and it proved it the other night. You can't just go down there and just get pummeled time and time again to a South Carolina team who's really not been that good this year.
No. We thought they would be at first, and then another team went in there and woke us up.
The Vanderbilt Commodores.
And damn right.
And if Vanderbilt is out here building a football program, Kentucky can come back out here and build a football program. Now, Stoops, I always said Stoops teams, they're probably going to play Georgia tight this weekend. I know that sounds kind of crazy right now, but if Georgia would have won last weekend, Kentucky would have played them tight. Now Georgia's going to be a little bit ticked off when they come in there after that loss to Alabama. They're going to look to prove a point. Kentucky, you're the next man up between the hedges. It's not going to be good. But
yeah,
I think it's time's over with. I would go ahead, like I said, if you could, perfect timing, just go ahead and get rid of him right now. Bring your interim coach in, have fun, kind of like what Arkansas did. They just fired Sam Pittman, and they got Bobby Petrino back as the head man down there. I bet he's going to have fun with that offense. So why not just go out there? Who cares if you lose? You were probably going to lose anyway. Why not have fun and look good doing it?
Yeah. Take some risks because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, actually, that's what I was going to bring up to you when you brought this up. You took the words almost right out of my mouth. I had it wrote down. I said, it's a bad week to travel between the hedges.
It's a very bad week. Like, you talk about drawing the short straw. Like, Kentucky is like limping in, and then they get Georgia after the Bama game. So, well, you played hard against South Carolina. Here's your prize. You get Georgia after they lost. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate that, football scheduling gods. So we'll go ahead and we'll just go ahead and touch on them real quick, and then we'll get into our last segment. Not our last segment, but our next segment after that. But Ohio State this week, are they home or away?
I think they're away, but I'll check it real quick.
They've got the old Minnesota Golden Gophers this Saturday. Yeah.
I know. I looked that up. Kentucky was going to between the hedges.
It is at home, 7:30 on Peacock or NBC. Ohio State, Minnesota's 3-1. They rowing the boat up there still with PJ Fleck. Is that still their coach?
Yes, it is. He's actually a pretty good coach.
Not bad. He had Western Michigan beat, was it Auburn that one year?
No.
He got the Minnesota job.
No, we're playing at the shoe.
Yeah. So it'll be a home game, nighttime. I think that it's, yeah.
I believe it's going to start off the same because PJ Fleck's team always plays Ohio State pretty good, close in the first half. I mean, he did it with Western Michigan when he was there and come down there. They showed his pre-game speech, and he said, "We're the Broncos. They're the shoes. Broncos, shoe. Broncos, like going to step on us." It didn't turn out well for him at the end, but the first half it kept it close.
Well, so just saying, Minnesota's quarterback Drake Lindsey is a first-year quarterback, and he was the Big Ten Freshman of the Week after going for 31 for 41 for 324 yards in a comeback win at home against Rutgers last Saturday. So that's interesting.
As teams get more used to each other, they're going to have a little bit more success against this defense, but I don't think they're going to put up. I mean, there might be a team actually get to double digits. There will be one. I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to put up enough points to beat Ohio State.
This is going to be kind of interesting here. Ohio State's 50th in the nation in rushing, 181 yards per game. Minnesota's defense is 5th against the run, averaging 65.5 yards a game. So that'd be an interesting little battle right there to see if you can get Bo Jackson and them going.
Yeah, get them going. Jeremiah Smith, they have to back everybody up, and then there's a very light box.
Yep, that's how you got to do it. Got to open up the running game, take the top off up there with Jeremiah Smith. That'll do it. Minnesota is number 9th nationally in total defense, and Ohio State is 8th. That's a good matchup there.
Oh, yeah.
Scoring defense, Ohio State's number 1 with 5.5 points per game.
Yeah, I looked that up. I did the math and I said, this is ridiculous. I love it, but it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Through 4 games and it's 5.5 points per game. It's like your third string point guard, in the NBA, averaging 5.5 5 points per game. And they're out here that's all the opponents are scoring on Ohio State. I don't think it'll keep up all season, but man, if it did, you may be raising another banner.
No, if it keeps up like this, the only way the teams can stop it is if they can keep us under 5 points.
So Ohio State has won 13 in a row against Minnesota. So do you think that'll continue this week? Do you think there'll be any trouble for Ohio State against Minnesota?
It'll be 14 in a row, and they'll cover.
I agree with you. I think that they will too. So
what's the spread on that one?
The spread on that one is, I don't know if they've got the spread out yet on this, actually.
Well, they should. It's Thursday.
Yeah, they should. Spread is not to be found on where I'm looking right now, so that's great. I'm on ESPN right now, so here we go. We got you right here. The spread is 23.5 for the Buckeyes.
Okay, that's a little bit much. I don't know. They might, but they probably won't. That's a big spread.
That's a big spread. The over-under is 42.5, so they're not expecting Minnesota to score much at all.
Yeah, well, hey, pause the podcast for a second.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a big spread right there. I agree. I think Ohio State wins this game too, and I think that they cover. No, I don't think they'll cover. You know what? I think they're going to cover.
That's a tough.
It is. It's tough, but it's at home. It's at night. Minnesota's, I mean, their freshman quarterback there, first-year quarterback, he's not going to be used to, what he's getting ready to walk into at nighttime. So I think Ohio State will cover this one. The team I don't think is going to cover Saturday, we've talked about just a second ago, but the Kentucky Wildcats travel to Athens to face the Georgia Bulldogs, the number 12 Georgia Bulldogs in the land at noon on ESPN. You want to know the spread on this one? Georgia is a 20.5 favorite at home. So Kentucky's getting more respect than Minnesota is against Ohio State. So either that's an indication of what they think Ohio State is or an indication of what they kind of think Georgia is. But, yeah, 50.5 is the over-under. Or no, it opened at 50.5. It's now 48.5. Man, I don't know how this game is going to be anything more than just a slaughter from Georgia, especially after this past week, man. What do you think?
Especially with the weekend line, yeah. Kentucky always plays Georgia tough.
They do.
I mean, it's always a slobber knocker.
Georgia beat Kentucky last year 13-12 at Kentucky.
Right.
And Kentucky was 4-8 for the season. So if that tells you anything.
Yeah, well, their offensive line was just a smidge better last year.
Well, they had a problem with the offensive line, but their offensive coordinator is like, we're building back the big blue wall. When can we build that big blue wall? Somebody needs to build a wall for Kentucky, the big blue wall. Let's build that wall. If we're going to build a wall, let's build that wall.
And say, yeah, you're going to build the big blue wall. Who's going to pay for it?
Yeah, who's going to pay for it?
You going to make Georgia pay for it?
Yeah, let's have Tennessee pay for it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But Georgia last week lost 24-21 to Alabama in what was a pretty good game for the most part. John Stockton's boy didn't look so good. 130 yards passing. He threw a touchdown, threw a pick. He ran the ball for 52 yards. Owens, the running back for him, had 119 rushing yards and a touchdown. He also had 4 receptions for 22 yards. So I'm sure he's going to double his rushing and receiving yards this week against Kentucky, man. It's just, it's sad. And I just and then after this game, man, Kentucky gets a bye week, right? They get a bye. So, I mean, they're going to have another bye week. They get 2 weeks off. And then who do they get when they come back? Texas. Come on, man. Come on. What are we doing?
They just need to have the defensive boys from Kentucky watch the Ohio State game with them. They played them.
Yeah, they need to, but I don't think Kentucky's defense has that talent that Ohio State.
It's mainly about coverage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I say that, but last year, I don't know if Arch started or if it was Quinn Ewers, but Cutter Boley played at Texas and played them pretty tough for most of that game. Now, was that just a one-time thing? Maybe, but if he can come out there and play again, there's a shot.
Yeah, there's always a shot. That term applies for Saturday too. Any given Saturday, it's just not Sunday. We found that out badly. I mean, a couple weeks ago, my picks were so bad that was any given Saturday was just about every game I picked.
Yeah. Well, that brings us into our next segment here, and we're on a different platform right now, so we don't have a little audio going, but we do have a banner for y'all. It's Yale or No Yale, the popular segment brought back this week. Gordon, go ahead first and give me your first topic for Yell or No Yell.
First topic, NFL. Browns are starting Dylan Gabriel, but it should be Sanders.
I'm going to yell with you here. I think that it should be Sanders as well.
All right.
I know why they're going with Gabriel, because they drafted him higher, but who's got the better ceiling here? It's Shadur Sanders.
Dylan Gabriel played at Oklahoma and at Oregon. He had 5 stars on the line, and he had 5-star receivers and running backs. Shadur Sanders had 1 5-star, and that was Travis Hunter. He had a terrible offensive line his first year there. In his second year there, it wasn't much better. And he was putting up yards and points and everything. He can play behind a terrible line.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. I was like, I seen Dylan Gabriel play at Oklahoma. I seen Dylan Gabriel play at Oregon. Dylan Gabriel was a system quarterback. He looked good because of the Oregon system last year. Now he's in Cleveland. You know, he's not going. I mean, Shadur, like you said, he played a whole lot better with less talent. I think he's the answer, and they'll find that out sooner rather than later up there in Cleveland. So I'm yelling with you on that one.
Yeah, I think they're just not letting him start because they said he had a bad attitude on the draft process. Who cares? If you can play, you can play.
Yeah. So the next one, mine, is the most entertaining game of the week this past week. I'm not putting the tie in there because that one just frustrated me towards the end. Like, you can't take ties. It was a Monday night game, and it wasn't the Broncos and the Bengals. It was the Jets and the Dolphins. Actually, an entertaining ball game. It might have been the game of the week, competitive-wise.
I loved it. It's a great game. It ended great, too. I mean,
yeah. Tyreek Hill got hurt, snapped his leg, and a nasty injury.
Knee,
everything, kneecap, ACL, MCL, PCL, all the L's. He's out for the season. But, man, for 2 0-3 teams, that was a really good ball game.
God, yeah, it was. One of them had to get off the schneid, so that was a great game.
And, on the podcast, the NFL Pick'ems, one guy went with the Dolphins, 2 guys went with the Jets. I don't know. I don't know who went with the Dolphins.
I know. I went with the Jets.
You engaged both went with the Jets. Got my mojito over here on the island by myself. It worked out pretty good. But the Dolphins may be in trouble the rest of the season, though, without Tyreek. Tyreek won't be the same when he comes back. I'll tell you that right now.
No. He ain't going to be that 4-2-3 guy no more.
Unfortunately, those days are behind him, but he could still be a serviceable wide receiver, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
All right, the next one, Gordon, your next one.
You brought up the tie. This is my solution. Yeah, how you used to talk about the extra points, the 2-point conversions like that, like college? No. Start at the 50, kick field goals, and every time, if both teams make one, you go back 5 yards, do it again until someone misses.
I like that idea. You would have been in trouble Sunday, though.
Oh, no, I would have been dead Sunday. Yeah. No, Brandon Aubrey can probably kick from goal line to goal line and not without an issue. No, I'm talking about, we're past him now.
Yeah, right. But, yeah, I like the idea right there. Kind of like, free kicks in soccer at the end, penalty kicks?
Yeah, my idea come from hockey when they do the
the
shootout.
Shootout, yeah. I mean, that would give a different dynamic to the game. They're wanting player safety anyway, so, like, how safe is it to go out there and play 10 more minutes when you could just send your kicker out, who doesn't hardly do anything anyway, but just sit there and swing that leg, to get out there and just see how far they can kick and see who can kick the most.
Yeah, nobody trying to block it. I mean, you can have the guy sit there hold it because there has to be something there. You know what I mean?
Somebody to snap, somebody to hold. Yeah,
that's it.
I like the idea. I wish they would do that.
And every field goal counts as points too, because that way it keeps score.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I'm gonna yell with you on that. All right. Well, my next one. Let's get out of football for a second. Let's go to baseball. I think there needs to be a salary cap in baseball. Now, they're going to be talking about it in a few years with the CBA. They're the only league that doesn't have a salary cap. Major League Baseball needs a salary cap for some of these small market teams. And, yes, I'm whining and complaining because my small market team lost last night to a big market team whose payroll was, 3-4 times the size as the Reds.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani, I think, makes more per year than the entire Reds lineup.
The Reds are still paying King Griffey Jr. I think this is his last year under contract. So baseball contracts are weird to begin with. And as a small market team, you just got to push them on out, pay them later. And that's where the Reds get in trouble. But I think there needs to be a salary cap.
Yeah, and like you said, though, it's to help. It's what they did in football to help the smaller market teams, which your team and my team are definitely small market teams, to help them out to keep everything competitive. you can only go so high. And if you go above it, you're penalized. Draft picks or something else, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and there shouldn't be, and not a soft cap like basketball, hard cap.
Hard cap, yeah. Like the NFL. You get a hard cap in there.
Of course, the Yankees would hate it.
The Yankees would hate it. The Dodgers would hate it. The Padres would hate it. I mean, there's a lot of teams at the Phillies. A lot of these teams that go out and just spend. The Mets had a bigger payroll than the Reds by a whole bunch, and the Reds made it to the playoffs, and the Mets didn't. But yeah, man, there's got to be something to regulate that for baseball.
Yeah, because it's.
So you're with me on that one too.
Oh God, yeah. I yell from the top of the hills here.
Here we go. All right, man. The next yell or no yell, your next one.
Green Bay should fire Rick Yablotcha from the special teams. They've got the worst special teams ranking the past 3 years since he's been there. Rick Bisaccia should be gone.
I'm with you. I think he should be. Is that he used to coach Raiders, right?
Yep, he was the interim coach from Raiders.
Yeah, I remember that time. What a time it was. But yeah, man. Yeah, I agree with you. I yell with you on that one. He's been the worst one for the past 3 years.
Well, I mean, statistically, the Packers have had the worst special teams in the past 5 or 6. He ain't been there that long, but that just means he hasn't improved anything.
He hasn't improved. He's had time. He's been there at least, what, 3 years?
He's been there 3 years.
Yeah, so that's plenty of time to improve the special teams. If you haven't improved the special teams yet, I don't think he's going to. So, yeah, I'm yelling with you on it.
Well, not only that, here's another one, though. If you watch Sunday, Brandon Aubrey kept kicking the ball in the landing zone, on the 5. There was no adjustment. Why was the returners in the goal line, in the end zone? He was not kicking it there.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to kick it there.
No, I mean, what they need to do is put their damn feet on the 5-yard line, and if they're going to kick it, they catch it on the fly, and they can take off running.
Yeah. A special teams coach would make adjustments like that. A good coach would. But, I mean, he wasn't really impressive as an interim head coach, so maybe this is just not for him anymore.
No, I think he needs to go. I mean, of course, I have no bearing over that, but.
Yeah, well. So, my last yell or no yell for the week. You got any more, Gordon?
I got one.
Okay, you got one more. All right. Well, my last one is the Cincinnati Bengals need to get one of those backup quarterbacks right now. Jamar Chase is frustrated. Jake Browning has not looked good. I want Jameis. I want to be fun. If we're going to lose, I want to make it fun. If he's going to throw 6 touchdowns a game, 4 to the other team, 2 to us, let's do it. Let's have a shootout. No more of these 3-point games. Give me Jameis. Jameis can move around a little bit without the line. But, I mean, I'm not a good line. People are saying Russell Wilson. I don't know. No. Kirk Cousins off of his, he's still probably a better option than Russell Wilson. But I want Jameis. Give me Jameis.
Yeah, famous Jameis, Mr. 30 for 30.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily going to agree with Jameis, but I do agree you guys need to trade for another quarterback. Maybe one that's a little bit more mobile, someone that can run, because they're going to have to, because if you're behind that line and you can't run, you're on suicide watch. I mean, Joe can run, and he was on suicide watch. So, yeah, I'm going to yell with you, though. Yeah, you definitely need to go out for another quarterback.
Yeah, because Jake Browning ain't it. We found that out. All right, your last one, Jordan.
This goes for both of our teams in the NFL. Both our teams need better scouting for the O-line in the draft process because they both suck.
Yell, 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 yell. Yes, my gosh, they have drafted. I know the Bengals have drafted offensive linemen early. They haven't panned out, guys. They haven't panned out. Somebody has got to go out here and scout better for these players because they're not drafting the right guys.
They drafted Jordan Morgan in the first round last year. He didn't play last year because he was hurt, but he's come in this year and he hasn't been real good. I mean, they've drafted players, but most time they get undrafted free agents. Yeah, they've gotten lucky a couple times. They had a couple good, second round, third, fourth round, whatever. But you can't do that all the time.
You may hit on one of them every once in a while.
I mean, I think Bakhtiari was a second or third round pick, and he was awesome, but you ain't doing that all the time.
No, and you need more than just Bakhtiari back there too.
Oh yeah.
You got 4 more guys too. Like the Bengals drafted Mims last year, Darius Mims. He's 6'8", got size, right tackle. Hasn't really panned out. Dylan Fairchild, another Georgia guy, right guard, really hasn't panned out. So, I mean, you're drafting these guys, like, I think he was maybe a third-round pick. Mims was a second-round pick, maybe? But it's just, it hasn't worked out for him yet. And it's been like 6 years since Burrow's been in the league, and he's been killed every year because of the offensive line cannot protect him for longer than 2 seconds. All you need to do is give a quarterback 3 to 5 seconds, especially like a Burrow with a Chase or even a Jordan Love. 3 to 5 seconds would do wonders for them. That's all you've got to do, and these offensive lines can't hold for longer than 2.
Yeah, I was going to. Mine was at the first game we lost Cleveland.
Yeah.
Do you know what Jordan Love's time to throw was before the pressure was in his face? 1.9 seconds.
That's not enough time to do anything. How can you go through your progressions at that point in time?
No, you see the first person.
No.
I mean, that's taking the
Running
step.
for your life.
When you take your third step back, here's Myles Garrett like 2 feet in front of you.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's very scary. And the Bengals the other day, I don't know if you saw the video, but they were playing the Broncos. They had 4 offensive linemen trying to block one guy. What are you doing? There's other men on the line. Block them. They were rushing 3, had 4 on one guy, 1-on-1 on the other. Guess what? The math adds up to there's a free guy on the other side because you're not blocking him.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I think both our teams need better line coaches too, but you know.
Yeah, well, the Bengals just got a line coach here not too long ago, and that wasn't the problem. I think the Bengals' problem may be the head guy that they got up there.
Yeah, kind of. I think Burrow's been masking his inefficiencies.
If you remember a few years back when we used to talk about this, I was not a Zach Taylor guy at all.
Well, me neither.
And then Burrow came along, led him to the Super Bowl, and I said, well, maybe Taylor's proved me wrong. No, I don't think so.
No, here's an alarming stat. I know I thought I brought it up last week, but it's worthy of bringing up twice. Since Joe Burrow's been, do you know where Joe Burrow is on sack list since he's been drafted?
He's got to be number 1, right? 2 behind
Russell Wilson.
Russell. We see what happened to him.
Yeah, 211 sacks. I think he's been sacked since he's come in the league. That's not counting hits. If it's hits, he's probably way over. But
yeah, no doubt. It's ridiculous, man. They got to fix it, both of them. But I mean, it's not a quick fix, but you know, you can still get it fixed.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to start learning how to evaluate the line to get the line that you need. Whatever you do, if you want to focus on the run, you can't look for guys that just play on good teams. And sometimes you got to look at the guys on bad teams. Who gives up less pressures whenever you're playing for example, and I don't like bringing this up, but let's not use your team. Let's use Arkansas. Let's say Arkansas's line is not very good, but there's one guy here on left guard that gives up like 5 pressures in a season.
Yeah.
Well, he might be someone you might want to think about drafting because you know the line sucks.
Yep.
And he's holding up. Just something to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. But that'll do it for the yell or no yell. We're going to go through a few picks here real quick. So let's start out. Just tell me who you think here. Kentucky, Georgia, 20.5-point favorite. Georgia, who you got?
I got Georgia not covering.
I got Georgia not covering too, actually. It's strange. Iowa State, number 14, going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a 1.5-point favorite. Who you got?
Well, I got Iowa State keeping pace there.
Yeah, Cincinnati had a pretty big win last week against Kansas, but I think Iowa State wins this one, covers. Wisconsin? Yeah.
Iowa State's better than
Iowa
State's better than Kansas.
Yeah, they're undefeated too. Wisconsin and Michigan. Michigan's a 17.5-point favorite.
As I hate to say it, team up north will prevail over the fickle Badgers.
Let's see. The next one we got here. Number 16, Vandy going to number 10, Alabama. Game day will be there. Alabama's a 10.5-point favorite. Can Vandy do it 2 years in a row?
I believe they can. They keep it rolling against Vandy.
I think the Tide have found something, and I think that they're going to be ready for revenge from last year. I think this is where Pavia takes his first loss of the season. Give me Bama, but give me a close game here. Give me a Vandy cover.
That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be close, but I think Vandy's going to come out on top.
I would love to see Vandy win it, but I think Alabama may be not Bama like they usually are, but you know, close. Minnesota and Ohio State. Ohio State 23.5-point favorites. I got Ohio State. Covered.
I got Ohio State. I want to say cover, but something tells me it's going to be close because Ryan Day has a tendency to not put his foot on the gas.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I mean, they're gonna win, you know, handily.
Yeah.
Number 3, Miami. And number 18, Florida State. Miami's a 4.5-point favorite on the road, coming off of a bye. Gordon, what do you think here?
I think FSU is going to take take another loss.
I agree.
I'm not saying Miami's not going to blow them up. What I got wrote down here is Miami is going to squeak past FSU.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Miami wins in a close one. Give me Florida State cover, but give me a really good game.
Oh, yeah.
The next one, Mississippi State, who lost a heartbreaker last week at against Tennessee, goes to College Station to face the Texas A&M Aggies. Texas A&M is a 16.5-point favorite. Anyway, the Bulldogs pull this off, Gordon?
What I got wrote down is there's going to be no cowbells in Aggie land. I got Texas A&M.
I've got Texas A&M winning that too. Mississippi State, fun for the beginning of the season. I think that time is over with for them. Give me the Aggies to win this one. And I think Texas A&M actually will cover at home. I think they're pretty good.
They might. I won't go that far. They could. But this is one that if I was going to put it on the park, I would just put money line. I wouldn't actually put points with it. So.
Well, that'll do it here for us this week with our picks and our Kentucky rants, Ohio State celebrations, our Packers tie, and all that. Yuck. Exactly what I sent you the other day. It's like, kissing your sister, tie. Let's just all give everybody a trophy, But, that'll do it for us here. And we'll see you all next week.
All right. See you next week.